My name is Patrick Henry Boone V, and because I'm the fifth, my parents named me Cinco, and I am the associate head coach here of men's basketball at Angelo State University. I have been here, this is starting my second year here at ASU, and over the years I've spent a couple of stops in Abilene, Texas, Hardin-Simmons University for a year, McMurray University for a year, and I've spent some time in the junior college ranks at Jacksonville College as an assistant and a head coach. And I've also spent some time at Stephen F. Austin, which was in the Division I Southland Conference. I got into coaching because I love the game of basketball. I have a passion for it, and I love helping young student athletes achieve their goals and chase their dreams. To me, relationships with the players are probably the most important part of my job, and probably the part of my job I enjoy the most. And I don't know if I do anything different than maybe other people, but I just feel like it's my personality in a lot of ways to always try to think of what's best for the players, whether it be in class, on the court, in life, whatever they got going on at home, whatever they got going on in their social lives. I just feel like I'm always there, accessible to those guys to call. And to me, it just it helps the student athlete in every way possible to feel comfortable talking to me. And life's not easy a lot of times, and so if they know that they can relate to me and visit with me, then I'm just kind of like an older brother to them, and that's been great. And I know they trust me a lot with their academics, and some of these guys come in here needing a little bit of guidance, and they come in here, and I feel like that's one of my strong suits, is to help these guys get their degrees and move forward. But carrying on over to the basketball floor, it just allows me, I have their respect, and so if I'm able to coach them and tell them what to do on the floor, they're going to listen. I have their ear because of the respect factor, and it goes both ways. I respect them, they respect me, so it goes hand in hand. My philosophy when it comes to coaching players and our student athletes is, number one, we try to instill a level of toughness in these guys, and it's two things. It's mentally and physically. It's easy for the guy to come out here and to be macho and to be Mr. Tough Guy on the floor, but even more important, we really try to do the mental side of things, to where no matter what gets thrown at them in a game, maybe off the floor, whatever, it's a get back up mentality. You're never going to give up. You're going to figure it out, keep moving forward. So I think that's one of the biggest things in basketball that I always try to push these guys is to be tough every day. And it's not just every now and then, it's not, it's a consistent toughness that we try to instill with them, combined with the deal that hard work always pays off. If you put in the time in the gym, you put in the time in the film room, you put in the time in the weight room, all those things combined, it will always pay off. It might not pay off tomorrow, and it might not pay off next week, but if you stay on the discipline and the grind, then maybe in 2 months you're going to see the results. And we try to, hard work is the basis of everything we do. Anytime I talk about mentors, I always have to talk about my heroes. And three quick guys I want to mention as my heroes is my dad, my uncle Gary Good, and my granddad Charles Good. And just the kind of people they are, the way they treat people, and that shaped my coaching and who I am as a person, and I appreciate those guys. But to go really into my coaching mentors, it ranges from a wide variety of guys. The guy that I've played in high school for, then coached for, Mark Gallegos, that was my first guy that just really, we saw eye to eye. I respected everything he ever said and hung on every word and bought into his system. And he's really the one that got my coaching career rolling and believed in me. And so he's very instrumental in me being where I'm at today. And then it just led into so many other opportunities. Dylan Howard, that I worked for at Hardin-Simmons University, he's now the associate head coach at Morehead State. He was my first taste of college basketball, really taught me a lot. We worked very hard together. We were a good combination together, and he really introduced me to the recruiting world and how it works, and I always appreciate him. And then I went and worked for a man, Greg Young, and I don't think I've ever been around. He's probably one of the most respected coaches, most liked coaches, not only in the state of Texas, but across the country, for just treating people the right way. And he used to call the players babe. Hey, babe. And the way the players respected him, the way that he cared about them, from just every aspect of their life. That's really the first taste where I really got a guy that was involved in all the areas of life of our student athletes and cared about them, and that was great. I still respect him very much. Then going and working for a guy, Danny Casper at Stephen F. Austin, a big-time disciplinarian, a guy that's taught me how to bring it every single day. He's always got his hammer cocked, ready to get stuff done. Unbelievable fundraiser. I learned a lot from him in his work ethic, and then coming to work for Chris Beard has just been a blessing because he's taught me a lot. You know, basically all the things I've learned from the other guys over the years, kind of multiply it by 2 with him, and just the way he thinks outside the box has really shaped me because he's always figuring out things. He looks at things from a different point of view than I ever have. And it's taught me a whole lot combined with the things these other guys have taught me. I tell people all the time that I'm probably got the most different story of any kind of college basketball coach there is. I was raised on a ranch in a small town called Elida, New Mexico. Hometown's only about 250, 300 people. And when I decided I wanted to transfer to a bigger school, I transferred to a school that had 12,000 people in it and only maybe 150 kids in my senior class. So I come from a small town in New Mexico, and I was raised on a ranch where we had cattle and horses, and I come from a family that is very rich in the rodeo background. My granddad and my uncle are both world champions in the PRCA, and so it was kind of in my blood growing up, and I had access to it being on the ranch. And so I actually, in college, I college rodeoed for 4 years, but my love of basketball, like I said earlier, it started at age 5. And so basically those are the 2 things. I'm kind of simple in basketball, and rodeo was everything I wanted to do. And it just so found out, you know, by the time I got to be 22, 23, I had to make a decision. And so I decided to go with basketball. Rodeoing was not a way to make a lot of money. And so I gave that up and pursued college basketball. But my family is very important to me, and you know, everybody from my sister, my mom and dad, my grandparents over the years, the ones that are still alive, they come to a lot of the games and they support our team. They're always doing stuff for our team, and they're always very involved, and I'm very appreciative of it. And you know, being raised on that ranch, I think, you know, it's a lot of hard work, and there's some hard days, and my dad is for sure the guy that taught me about hard work and how it pays off. And I spent many a days out there grinding on the ranch, so I understand. I have a profound love for the game of basketball, and it started at a young age. I think I discovered it when I was about 5 years old, playing on the playgrounds when I was in kindergarten, and it stuck with me ever since then. And to just grow up, and probably since I was in junior high, I knew I wanted to coach. And then and I knew I wanted to coach at the college level. And so just with the love of basketball combined with wanting to help college-age kids, you know, achieve their dreams and their goals and help them in their early life outside of their homes. And that's really the reason why I decided to get into coaching. The number one thing that I hope that a student athlete gets out of leaving here from Angelo State, from playing for Coach and I in our program, whether it be 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, however long it may be, we hope they grow as a person. And so I hope they leave here better than they came here in every aspect of their life. And so we want them to be good people. Obviously, we want them to be good players. We hope they win games, but we really hope we make an imprint on their life that will affect them. And, you know, kind of like sharing, what's the word, paying it forward in a way, so they go out into the world and they do the same for other people.